Hello, welcome to today's video. This is just a video right off the cuff, so very little editing. I wanted to talk about a character that we all love, Anakin Skywalker, and specifically because I have had a subscriber been requesting a video about Anakin Skywalker and the different versions of him, and he specifically said he wants to know about how powerful, strong, fast, and smart is Anakin Skywalker at his peak prime as a Jedi Force user. And then he wants to know a little bit about the other version of him when he's at his full potential as the Chosen One, what a lot of people like to call Anakin's full potential in Ahsoka, the TV series. So just off the cuff, when I think about Anakin Skywalker, right, through all the shows and the movies, there's so much detail about this character, and for me to just do it in a couple minutes doesn't really make sense. But Anakin Skywalker, the Chosen One, at his peak prime, I put him at the top 5 during his era of Force users, specifically among the Jedi Masters on the Council. Others that I do believe rivaled him in Force abilities and knowledge and combat abilities would be people like Mace Windu, Yoda, obviously Obi-Wan himself, Plo Koon, and people like Count Dooku. Obviously, through the evolution of the show and the movies, we see Anakin become better than Count Dooku and obviously killing him. But the cool part is you get to see that evolution of him becoming a better duelist. And I rank him in the top 5. I don't know where I place him in the top 5, but this guy is an extraordinary Force user and Jedi during his era for his age, or the youngest person to be on the Jedi Council, being so young that he's able to be a general, a commander for the Clone Army, right? So like this guy it's my opinion that if him and Obi-Wan had never known each other, I think the events on Mustafar would have turned out different. Obviously, since Obi-Wan trained him, there was a lot of knowledge of each other's fighting skills and how each individual worked on the battlefield. So there was a lot of knowledge for both of them to know how to try to counter each other. And what's interesting is you see the evolution of Anakin Skywalker getting better as a duelist and eventually wiping out Count Dooku. Granted, Dooku was not in his prime, but we see Obi-Wan just getting trashed by Count Dooku every single fight. And so it speaks volumes to how fast and how good Anakin Skywalker was at his young age. So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on him during his peak time before he lost to Obi-Wan on Mustafar. And now this other version of Anakin, specifically the subscriber asked, he wants a video on how powerful the Force Ghost Anakin Skywalker is at his full potential, the one that we saw in the Ahsoka TV series. Now, what's interesting is a lot of people consider him not a Force ghost. Some people think it was just a vision that never actually happened, like there was no actual physical contact between him and Ahsoka. So I like to leave it up to interpretation for other people, but I do believe that the version that we saw of Anakin Skywalker was him at perfect balance between the light and the dark. Him being able to travel through time in the world between worlds, revisiting Ahsoka's memories, that is like extraordinary and something that we had not really seen. So seeing that was awesome. And of course, he was the one doing it. Some people speculate that it was just the Force doing it and it wasn't actually attached to Anakin, but like the Force itself created that vision and that experience for them. But I like to imagine that Anakin Skywalker did it himself and that the version we saw of him is his full potential, bringing both balance of light and dark into one being. And it's so cool to being able to see him teach Ahsoka during that episode and the things that he did. So it's really cool that they brought him back for that. And I believe it's stated by George Lucas that Anakin Skywalker had the greatest potential. He didn't fulfill that potential. The version we saw in Ahsoka, I think fulfills that. But yeah, that's just my thoughts on Anakin Skywalker. I wanted to have a little bit more of a interaction with you guys, less editing, and kind of talk about Anakin Skywalker. I would love to know what you guys think of Anakin Skywalker. He's my favorite character, and he's a lot of favorites to everyone else that I know. So that's my thoughts on Anakin. If you want to leave your comments, I would love to chat more about what you think of him, where he ranks among the other Jedi, and overall his like power in Ahsoka, if you think that was like real or just fabricated by the Force. So anyways, great talking to you. I'll see you in the next video.